Hi everyone, hope you're all having a great day. Today we are going to be going over every single Nintendo Switch game that I've completed. And I was very strict on myself with this, like any game that had multiple games on it, if I didn't beat all the games on that collection, it doesn't count. So these are literally the games that I have finished, everything on them, even if they have multiple games, because some of them do. So if I counted correctly, I have about 95 to go through, which is a lot less than the games I have left to beat, which is going to be my next video. That one's going to be like probably twice this. So I'm looking forward to this nice short video of just 95 games. Also, we've got a little helper here. I know you can't see him, but he's my little fur ball. He's very helpful. And let's start out with Owlboy. This is an adorable little story-driven Metroidvania game where you're an owl that flies around and you're mute. You don't speak. Your name is Otis, and it's just adorable. The story is great. I love it. It's great. The the pixel art's fantastic. The inside of the case is extremely boring, but the game is fantastic and not talked about enough. It's still really cheap last time I checked. So just people check this out. It's so fun. There we go. Okay, so starting out next with something a little more disappointing, we have Kirby Star Allies. This is a co-op platformer. That's about it. It's extremely basic. It's Kirby. And inside of the case is a little cuter than the last game, but that doesn't mean the game is better. But yeah, there's that one. Doesn't take long to beat either. I think 100% of that in pretty much no time. Here is Starlink Battle for Atlas. This one is super underrated. Especially on Switch. Switch is the only way to play this game in my opinion because it has Star Fox and like his whole crew. It's so cool. It's a lot of fun. It's basically a modern Star Fox in a way. Um, it's great, and you can even get the little ships to go along with it. I have a few of them. I don't think they're too expensive yet because it didn't sell well and it's not popular, so it should still be able to be bought for pretty cheap. I highly recommend it if you like to shoot stuff in space. Now, here is Children of Morta. This is a roguelike, if I remember right, in a sense, but it was actually beatable, and it's like a top-down action dungeon crawler type of game. It's a lot of fun. The pixel art's really good. It's been a few years since I played it, so it's starting to get fuzzy, but I still remember it pretty well. It's a lot of fun. I think they added DLC after I beat it though, so I still have a lot of stuff to do. But technically I beat the main story, or the main part. Okay, here's one I need to hurry up and get better case for. This is Shantae and the Half Genie Hero Ultimate Edition. Just really fun Metroidvania game where you play as a what is she called? I'm really tired, and yeah, you play as a girl with long hair, long purple hair, and you whip people with it. There you go. All right, here's Cave Story. This is a really nice, cute, like 8-bit style kind of 2D platformer mixed with Metroidvania elements and a very thick manual that almost fell out. So let's get that out of the way. But the inside of the case is really nice. It's also a very challenging game, by the way. Like, don't play this thinking it's going to be really easy. It was difficult. Bye, Taco. And the inside of the manual and stuff is really cool. It's actually colored. I love when they do that and don't just cheap out. Now, yeah, it's more of a manual than an art book. That's pretty neat. Yeah, I like that. Oh, the inside of the case is so cute. It's a really underrated game. I mean, it's been around for a while, and people still don't talk about it enough. been around since I think the 3DS days. Oh, here's one I'm probably gonna sell. This is Sayonara Wild Hearts. It's a rhythm game with a unique visual style. Uh, it just didn't click with me. Like, I don't know. It was pretty short, so I beat it, but I don't think I'm gonna keep it. It wasn't really my sort of thing. The unfortunate thing is it's not worth much, so I'm kind of, I don't know. I'll see. Be worth getting a few bucks for it instead of keeping it though. Now, here's Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. There's nothing to say about this. I mean, it doesn't even really have much of a story mode to be. I just put it here because, like, I played it a lot on the Wii U. I played it enough to beat it back then, and that counts in my opinion. I don't know. It's okay. There's better kart racers out there in my opinion. Now, here's Axiom Verge. This is one of the best Metroid games ever to not be a Metroid game. It looks super similar to the old style Metroid games. I wish it would show it better, but it's so dark on there. Hey, the inside's pretty colorful. But this is just a great game if you like Metroid. Like, it's just Metroidvania at their best, and the same visual style. It was made by one guy, Thomas Happ. And there's also a sequel we'll get to here in a little bit. At some point, these are obviously in no order because it makes it more interesting this way. Never know what's up next. Ah, here we have Deeplit and Wonder Labyrinth Record of Lotus War. This is, like, it's a Metroidvania game in the style of Castlevania, Symphony of the Night, kind of. But it's based on an old anime from the 80s. Which actually is pretty good anime. Got some cat hair there, because why would I not? I have too many cats. This one is one of my favorite Metroidvanias I played in a while, because I love Castlevania games, and they did a really good job on this. It's also very underrated, so check it out if you haven't. Here's another great Metroidvania, one of the best ever made. Ori and the Blind Forest, making sure it's not the sequel. This one is one of my favorite games of all time. It saved gaming for me back on Xbox because I unfortunately bought an Xbox One since I had a 360 and I loved it. And then the Xbox One disappointed me until this came out, and I played it there. It was great. Then I played it on Switch. I beat it again. It's just one of the most beautiful Metroidvanias you could ever play, and the story is really cute, even though there's like really no dialogue, like not much dialogue. And then we got some postcards there. I should open up at some point to see all of them, but the front one's really pretty. And there's at least a few more. Then we have a digital soundtrack that doesn't work. I tried it, and I think the website was shut down, or like, I don't know. I think I waited too long. It is what it is. I can just listen to the soundtrack on YouTube. Plus, the soundtrack's really pretty, so y'all should do that too. Now, here's Klonoa 1 and 2, the double pack. I don't even think they're really remastered. Well, yeah, they are remasters, probably. Maybe. Either way, they're just ports of older games, basically, and they are a lot of fun. They are 2.5D side-scrolling action platformers where you can grab enemies and use enemies to hit other enemies, or to jump higher, or to do all kinds of stuff. It's really fun. And they even have a little bit of a story to them, so there's that. Oh, club points for Bandai Namco. Okay. No, thank you. Oh, Dead Cells. One of the best games, well, best roguelikes I've ever played. I love this game. I have the Castlevania version somewhere in here, so I won't talk too much about it until we get to that, but this one does have an art book, And this is my original copy. The only reason I still have it, I love this game. It's not worth selling, in my opinion, because it's only worth probably about $10. And I have a lot of memories with it. So I will keep it. Plus, different artwork inside. And this is basically like Castlevania on crack, in my opinion. Because it's just, the movement is so fast and fluid and beautiful. It's so fun. Everyone should check this out. It is highly underrated, in my opinion. And much better than Hades as well. Now, here's Alwa's collection. It's got Alwa's Legacy and Alwa's Awakening. They're both just like 8 and 16-bit platformers, basically Metroidvanias. They're really fun. Just can't go wrong with them. And they also have a little sticker thingy inside. Some art. But yeah, they're just like old 8 and 16-bit platformers. I believe the second one was more 16-bit, if I remember right. Yeah, it looks like it. And it also played a lot better. Now, here's Trigger Witch. This is like a top-down Zelda game if you had a gun instead of a sword. And it is fantastic. It's very short. You can beat it in just about a day. It's got a manual. Not much of one. Yeah, it's pretty short, but still nice. Yeah, not much to it. But this is a really fun Zelda-like with a gun. I think it plays like a twin stick shooter kind of, but also Zelda, so you should definitely check it out. Now, here's Dead or School. This is a very mediocre Metroidvania twin stick shooter-ish type game. It's weird. There's hordes of zombies coming at you all at once. It's intense. The visuals are similar to a Flash game, so not great. But as fan service, if you like that. Now, here is a perfect game in my opinion. This is at least a 9 out of 10, maybe a 10 out of 10. Now, this is Star Ocean, the Second Story R. It is an HD 2D remake of the original Star Ocean 2. And then reversible cover art. Now, this is just one of the most fun JRPGs I've ever played. It's definitely my favorite Star Ocean game, by far, and everyone should try it. It's also really easy to kind of break it later on in the game and just get really high levels easy. So I kind of like it when you can just grind easy and break the game. It's fun. Now, here is Reverie Sweet As Edition. This is another Zelda-like game. It's much shorter and sweeter than the last one. And instead of a gun, you use more traditional ways of fighting. Now, it also has a full-color, very thick manual. Okay, not really a manual, more of an art book. That's cool. These are real places. Interesting. What's going on here? Huh. I don't know why they have... I mean, it's pretty. Okay. Interesting. So it has like a manual in the first half and then just a bunch of pretty pictures in the end. strange. I never noticed that before, but I really enjoyed the game. It was very short and sweet. And here's Tales of Vesperia. This is a Tales of game. If you haven't played one of those, they're a lot of fun. They're action RPGs, well, action JRPGs in the anime style. They have little skit scenes where you get to know the characters really well. I love those things. In the later games, they're all voice acted as well, so that's nice. And yeah, it's just one of the better Tales of games. It's not in my top. It's not even in my top 3 or anything like that, but it was still one of the better ones for sure. There's just so many of them that others top it. Now, here is Zelda Link's Awakening. Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. The toy edition, basically, it just looks like little... I don't know, it just looks... The visual style is something. I don't know how I feel about it, but it still plays the same. And aside from having some frame drops and all that good stuff, but I'm sure on Switch 2 it doesn't do that. Yeah, I don't want to say too much about that because there's a... I don't want to spoil the story. It's different. You're not in Hyrule in that one, I don't think. You're in a different world. And you wake up mysteriously. Yeah. Here's Dragon Quest XI. Echoes of an Elusive Age, Definitive Edition. It's one of the best Dragon Quest games, one of the best JRPGs in a lot of people's opinions. It's probably not even in my top 5, but it's still a lot of fun. It lasted a little too long. It was way too long in my opinion, but that's a lot of modern JRPGs. They just think they have to be hundreds of hours long. Now, here's Rogue Heroes Ruins of Tassos. This is another Zelda clone, basically. This one you can play with up to 3 other people, though. And I don't think the others were multiplayer. No. Okay. Yeah, this one's up to 4 players. This one you can play the entire game with friends. That would be so fun if I ever find some people to play with. It also has super rare cards inside because it was a super rare release. Got a little bit of manual. And I feel like that one was pretty short too. Like, I like all these really nice, just bite-sized games. They're fun to just fly through. Alright, here is the Super Mario 3D All-Stars Triple Pack. I have beaten all 3 of these multiple times in my life. I love them, they're great. I wish this had Galaxy 2 on it. I'm glad we have that now, but I have to rebuy it. Then I'll have 2 copies of Galaxy, Galaxy's there. It's on this side on the back. But yeah, these are some of the best 3D platformers ever made, especially Sunshine. Don't let anyone tell you differently. I love Sunshine, but I know it has flaws. Especially the blue coins. Well, certain ones. Now, here is DK Country Tropical Freeze. One of the best Donkey Kong Country games, like, by far. Might be the very best one. It is extremely difficult, and this version has where you can play as funky mode, which is easier, so at least there's an easy mode. Not that I need it, but like if kids want to play that, they might need it. Now here's New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. I just beat this not too long ago because I kept putting it off, but it was a fun little platformer. I mean, just Mario, basic. Very basic. I don't recommend playing that multiplayer unless you just want to piss off everyone though, because you can like knock each other off. It's annoying. I got something in my eye. That's really neat. Okay. Rune Factory 3 Special. This might be my favorite Rune Factory, and I've played a lot of them. But this one was one of the shorter ones, which I appreciated. And I also like the little story. You get to play as a Wooly, which transforms into a human. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And these are just really good action RPGs with farming elements and town, like just life sim elements, all kinds of stuff. They're so fun. Even if you don't like farming much, there's a lot more to do in them. It's got also, that's one thing I love about these on the Switch. They are normal releases, like not limited run, not super rare, nothing weird like that. They all have a very thick manual in them, so thank you, Marvelous. Keep that up, please. Now, here, oh, it's not my favorite in the series, but this is my favorite, like, JRPG series, probably. It's in my top 3. Now, this is Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. It is the first game in the series, basically. I don't count X because that's more of a spin-off, to my knowledge. I still need to play it. But this one is fantastic. You play as Shulk, and you have a Minato, and the worlds are beautiful. Like, just exploring the world, it's massive. You get to unlock all parts of the map, basically. So it really makes you have to explore. Yeah, the story is just fantastic. I don't even want to say much about that, but some of the best JRPGs ever made. I'm glad they're getting more recognition, but they still are not well known enough. Now, here's another one of my favorite JRPG series, which just had a new game come out, and I can't wait to play that because it sounds incredible. This is Octopath Traveler 1. Now, this is the worst in the series, but I still love it because it's what made me find the series. It is the first HD 2D game I ever played. It has a very fun, they're all turn-based JRPGs, open world, by the way, but the battle mechanic where you can just like use weaknesses against the enemy while breaking and using all kinds of really neat mechanics. It's just so fun. And then I heard the new one is even better because they add a second row. I can't wait. They are some of the most beautiful JRPGs ever. Even though like the stories needed work on the first game for sure, but the second one got better. And then I hear Octopath Traveler 0 has gotten even better. So they're learning. It just takes time. Now here's one of my other favorite series is Ys Origin. I love this series, especially Ys 8, which we will get to here in a little bit. But this one is more like the older games. It's a top-down action JRPG where you just work your way up a tower. It's great. It's one of the best. Now, here's Triangle Strategy. It's another HD 2D game, but more like a Fire Emblem, and with a lot more talking. So much dialogue. I mean, it takes over an hour to get into one battle, if I remember right. So, if you like to read a lot or listen to mediocre voice acting, then go for it. I mean, I don't want to talk too much trash about this because it's a great game. The gameplay's great. The story's fine. The voice acting in English was not to my liking, but maybe in Japanese it was gotten me more interested. I don't know. I'll try that next time. I like the gameplay. The gameplay was great. It's just the voice acting. Anyway, it just sounded like they were just reading off scripts and it was bland. But yeah, here's Kirby and the Forgotten Land, the one that everyone loves, and I was, it was okay. I don't know. I think I forced myself to play it, and I wasn't in the mood for a platformer at the time because it wasn't a bad game. It just was basic to me, but it was okay. I'll have to retry it sometime and see whenever I'm in the mood for something like this, if I ever am. So yeah, it's short at least. Now here's Snack World Dungeon Crawl Gold. Top-down dungeon crawler action RPG with cute stupid dialogue and cute stupid characters, and it's a blast. It's so fun. I wish more people talked about it. It's also made by Level 5. I mean, it's great that they're making a comeback even though everything they're making keeps getting delayed. But aside the point. Now, here's Unicorn Overlord, one of my favorite strategy games of all time. This is made by Vanillaware and Atlas. Well, I think it's co-developed and like published by Atlas, if I'm not, yeah, something like that. But either way, Vanillaware art style, it's so beautiful, and the inside of the case is so boring. But I wish more people talked about this, and I wish I had played it sooner. I loved it. It had exploration, and most strategy games don't. They just have dialogue and then battle, and then dialogue and battle. This one, you could roam an entire world. You could recruit people, you could talk to people. It was basically a JRPG, but with strategy battles. So, and they were very unique too. Just play it. It's so good. Now, here's Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. This is one of the best Metroidvanias made by a AAA Ubisoft. Can't believe they made something good. But I love this game. The combat is so smooth and like it just feels great. I'll have to replay this like on hard one day or something because I think that would be fun. Now, here is Cat Maze. This is a nice little basic Metroidvania platformer thingy with a retro aesthetic. Hi, Taco. It's also pretty short and sweet. Oh, okay. That smells. I love cats. Oh, that stings. Thank you, Taco. Alright, up next, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Welcome back. So this is kind of the black sheep of the series. A lot of people hate it for multiple reasons. The voice acting, the fan service, and crap like that. I love it. It was my first one. I didn't love it at first, though. I did end up putting it down probably about 10 hours in, and then I ended up playing the first one later on, and then I got back to this and played it all the way through, and loved it once I understood the combat. It's just, that's one thing about Xenoblade games. They have weird combat, so if you're not prepared for that, good luck. Because they all have different combat, but it's all similar and weird. But the exploration and the storylines is where it's at. So, and the music just, I just realized my case has some nasty sticker residue on it. I've got to get all my favorite games in better cases soon. Now, here is Sanabi. This is a story-driven 2D platformer where you use a grapple hook. So it has a really neat mechanic. In my opinion, there was just too much story and not enough gameplay, though. Because I was really wanting a Metroidvania-like platformer, and it seemed like you would only do that for a few seconds and then have a bunch of story and then a few more seconds of gameplay. But it was still fun. I just had the wrong expectations going into it. Now, here's SteamWorld Dig 2. My phone says it's running out of storage, so I don't know if my camera's about to cut off. This is gonna be fun. I'm gonna pause and check something. Alright, let's try this again. My camera was running out of storage, so I went and deleted stuff to make sure it wouldn't cut off, which means I may have to upload 2 separate videos since I kind of messed up there, but let's go with SteamWorld Dig 2 since that's where we were at. This is another 2D Metroidvania with like a pretty nice aesthetic to it and whatnot. It's a lot of fun. It's very different where you actually go down. You have to dig down instead of just going left and right all the time, so that's cool. But highly recommend it. It also has a little poster in here. . double-sided. Got that. And then we have the wanted side, or the missing. Very nice. Always like a nice poster. Here's Smash Bros. Ultimate. I beat the main single player thing on it, so that counts. And then I played many hours of multiplayer at the time. It was a lot of fun. I didn't play it as much as the Wii U version, but I still played it a decent amount. Just the Wii U version was at a better time in my life, and I actually played that more competitively. I just played this for fun and then fell off. Now, here is one of the worst Rune Factory games. This is number 5. It's still a great game. It just has many flaws. Like, the characters are pretty bland, the dialogue is boring, they repeat the same lines over and over. It has a bunch of performance issues, especially on Switch. And it also has another manual, so they always do that. But it's just another farming action RPG, of course, but this one was in 3D. It was the first one they tried in 3D, which is probably why it wasn't perfect. But I hear Rune Factory Guardians of whatever is much better. Osama? Something like that. I can't remember. I'm going blank. Alright. Now we have Spyro Reignited. Spyro Reignited Trilogy. 3 of the best Spyro... Well, 3 of the best 3D platformers ever made. I 100%ed all of them, I believe, or at least got close to it. I might have got burned out by the 3rd game, but I think I 100%ed them all. I just need to double check it. But highly recommend that. They were so well done. I wish they would make a new one. Maybe one day. Now, here's Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne, the remaster. This is probably the hardest JRPG I've ever actually beaten. Why can't I talk now? I'm all I'm all over the place. All right, getting delirious, and we are only about halfway done. All right, so I actually beat this one. It took about 6 months of off and on gaming because I would get pissed off at it and then put it down for a couple months and then play it again and make some progress. But boring inside of the case, of course, and just I kind of forced myself to beat it. I don't know if I really liked it much. The more Atlas games I play, the more I realize I don't think I'm a huge fan, but I'm gonna keep playing them because I want to find out. Now, here's Turtle Shredder's Revenge. This is an incredibly why can't I talk? Slurring my words like I'm drunk and I'm only a little bit medicated. Alright, so Shredder's Revenge. Beat 'em up. Style of the old ones, you know, beautiful art style. Everything about this is perfect. Just a homage to like the original stuff that we grew up with. It even has bonuses inside here, which is nice, like stickers of those guys, you know, April and Splinter. And I don't know if it has more sticker sheets or if it's just them, but whatever. All right, then it has a manual. Also, double-sided artwork. Which is very... That's the same. Well, okay, it's slightly different. Basically the same. It's kind of boring. Alright, but they have made new versions of this ever since I got this one. They have the DLC version now, so I'm gonna have to buy a new one and probably sell this or keep it because it was my original copy. I don't know. I love Turtles, so I wouldn't mind having more, even if it's the same. I just want the cartridge with the DLC on it, because then you can play with more characters. Sea of Stars, incredible JRPG with, like, I don't know, 1632-bit art style, kind of. It's a, I don't know, it's more its own art style. It's just beautiful. It's made by Sabotage Games, who made The Messenger, which we will talk about at some point. I don't have it in here because it's currently needing to be played a little bit. I need to beat the DLC on it. I beat the main story. I just haven't played the DLC yet, which they actually gave for free, by the way. So it's a free expansion of like another 8 hours of story, I think. So I've just been kind of putting it off and waiting until I'm craving this again because it's just so good. But that's kind of why I'm trying to save that last bit. Now, here's Kraken Academy. This is like a top-down Zelda game, but with not really no combat, if I remember right. It's more of a story, just like you go around doing side quests and stuff like that. It's more of a side quest game. But I had a blast. It was story driven. It was funny. It was stupid. Has a little thing there. What's that? Oh, it's the broccoli. There we go. And then the manual is really short and boring, but it's full color. Yeah. Alright, then we have My Friend Pedro. This is a 2D action-y game where you play as a guy with, dual wielding guns, and you feel like a badass going through this game. It's just so cool. Not many people talk about it either. I don't know why, but it has a poster of a banana. How could you not want that? It even has a sticker sheet in here. And a code. Oh, soundtrack. Gotcha. But I don't do digital soundtracks, so that's probably expired. Now here's Rayman Legends, the definitive edition. This is one of the best 2D platformers ever. I 100%ed it, and I don't do that with many. Another boring inside the case. Gotta love that with these more AAA games. Oh yeah, it's another Ubisoft game that was good. Every time they do a 2D platformer, they do it right. Why do they keep wasting time with other games? Now here's Monster Boy, the Cursed Kingdom. This one is a fantastic platformer with a beautiful art style. It's basically a spiritual successor to the original Wonder Boy games. And it also has a manual and some stickers and some beautiful art. I feel like this one just never gets talked about, and I would love to see a sequel to it because they did such a good job. I kind of want to replay it too. I played this when the Switch original came out, so it's been about 7 or 8 years. And I still remember it pretty well. I loved it. But I really want to play it again. I keep getting stuff in my eye. Hate when that happens. Oh, speaking of which, Wonder Boy the Dragon's Trap. This is a remake of the original Wonder Boy 3, I think it was 3, but this one you can play in the original style of the old game just with the touch of a button, and then you can play in the new hand-drawn art style with the touch of the button. It's so good. This is another fantastic platformer, and I need to get more of the Wonder Boy games that they put on Switch, because these are the only 2 I have, and I know they've made more sense. I have to get them. That's like, I'll buy those eventually. I just still on a no buying thing for now because I have too many games to play. Here's Digimon Survive. This is a great little visual novel strategy game with like Fire Emblem tactical type battles, but visual novel. And the story is really good. It's it's pretty deep at times because it involves a lot of kids. You get to see how they deal with certain things that are really hard to deal with because you. I don't want to spoil much of the story, but you end up in a unfamiliar place with a lot of weird stuff going on, and yeah, the kids get pushed to their limits. They go through a lot. Plus, that's a storyline you would never see in a Pokemon game. That's why I love Digimon so much more. Here's Lost Epic. This is a great action RPG with Metroidvania game, basically. It's very good. It has a very similar visual style to Vanillaware games. Some artwork in there. We got another sticker thing. And a terrible manual with just one page. But it's a great game, and I think it's going up in price, so sorry if you can't find it, but it's worth playing. It really is. Okay, here's one that y'all definitely can't find, so sorry, but it's nothing too crazy. So this game you can beat in about an hour or two. It is Kamiko or Kamiko or probably Kamiko, but it's like a very short Zelda game, top-down style. It's kind of weird that the inside of the case for something special like this would be so bland, but this was from a company that has now gone out of business called B-Side Games, and yeah, that's why it's not available anymore. I don't think they ever made a different copy of it, to my knowledge. But it has a lot of goodies inside, like a keychain sort of, well, not really a keychain, but why? It has a chain there, but oh, I guess you could take these out and make them a keychain. Interesting. I don't want to do that because it's cool to keep it like that. Now, what is this? Postcard. Okay, so we got a postcard. Got a cassette tape sticker, which that's something they did in all of their stuff, and then a physical CD, which is really neat, even though it's a cardboard sleeve. But yeah, that's cool. I should probably open that sometime though and listen to it. I can't remember the soundtrack for that game. Okay, now another game from that company, which has a different version that you can buy actually. So this is Golf Story. Golf Story is okay. I think I just don't like golf because it's a golf RPG with a storyline and a really cute pixel art. So it's like everything I would usually like, but I still didn't really click with it much. I still force myself to beat it, which I need to stop doing that with games. I need to stop forcing myself and just play through the ones I enjoy. I'm learning, but that's a weird little manual thingy. Okay. And then we got little cards here, which I've never opened. Cool. I don't know. Like, I'm mainly keeping these because they're from B-Side Games, and they're just a really neat collector's item. Plus, I've opened them, so yeah, I might as well keep them. I need to get a better plastic sleeve for a lot of these, though. Now, here's the soundtrack from that company for a different game. I don't know where it is, so we'll just move along. Now, here is Gree. This is a very beautiful hand-painted 2D platformer, which is very bland in my opinion and overrated, but it's beautiful. I'll give it that. It's just very boring, gameplay-wise. Another one I don't really know if I'll keep, but here is I Am Setsuna. This is a fantastic little JRPG that no one talks about. The soundtrack is super nice and depressing. I love it. It's mostly piano. It's also the visual style is always snowy, so I like that. I like a good snow aesthetic. And everywhere you go, there's snow. I love this game. I don't know what these are, but here you go. And here's the last Rune Factory for the Switch that I have. This is number 4. It's the first one I played. It's my second favorite, and it is a very long game. It doesn't want to end. Even when it ends, it doesn't end. But that's kind of the thing with these games. Like, there's always more to do. And there's just so much to level up in these games. I don't think I ever mentioned that on the other two, but you can level up pretty much everything, like walking, just basic stupid stuff like that. It's so fun. There's too much to do in a good way. Now here's Octopath Traveler 2. It's the better one that I own. The stories actually connect a little better at the end. It is just a beautiful game, just like the other one, boring inside. But yeah, great turn-based JRPGs in an open world with really interesting characters. And some of the best gameplay mechanics I ever experienced in JRPGs. Now here's Ori and the Will of the Wisps, the sequel. This is a great game as well. It has a different combat style where you actually have a way to attack things. The first game you attack with this little ball of light, so it's not really you attacking, it's just you pushing a button and it auto attacks basically. But in this one you have to be a little more on it and actually attack. Now I've opened the postcards for this one, so we have that. I think they're upside down. Yep. I mean, just that artwork is so beautiful. And the soundtrack in these games is, it doesn't get much better. Here's Axiom Verge 2, the sequel to the other one I talked about earlier. This one's a lot different visually and gameplay-wise, kind of, because the first game you attack more with a gun. This one's more of a melee combat, and it's a different story altogether. So it's great. I think I like the first game a little more, but I still love this game too. And like I said before, it's only made by one guy. And he does not do this full time. So I like to support him anytime I can. Even though it's by limited run. Ugh. Here's a disappointment. The longest 5 minutes. Like, I loved everything about it, like the idea of it. It's a JRPG turn-based, kind of with a weird idea, because you start the game at the final boss and then you kind of work your way from the beginning, learning how you got to that point. It's hard to explain, but it's basically more of a visual novel light with JRPG elements, and I don't know, it just didn't click with me. It was more of a chore. Nothing inside. Hey, we're on to the final stack. Now, what we got here? Monster Hunter Stories. This is a just great turn-based JRPG with Pokemon-like mechanics and whatnot. I can't wait to play the second one. The third one's been announced as well. It has an even better visual style. This one greatly surprised me and just surpassed all my expectations, so I highly recommend it. Plus, I think there's a double pack that you can get with this and the second game on it, so get that if you don't have either one. Now, here is Dimension Drive. This is just a very nice little short shmup, which was easy enough for me to actually beat because I'm not that good at them. But I love shmups. I keep getting more into them recently, and they are becoming probably my second or third favorite genre, because they're so satisfying when you can beat them, like, in a day. Here's Ghostblade HD. It's another shmup that was easy enough for me to beat. I've beaten it multiple times. It's a lot of fun. It has a little bit of fan service in the art style, but it is what it is. Most things, you know, do, especially when they come from Japan. And then it's got a very short, full color manual, as you can see, some fan service. Yeah, but it was a really fun shmup. I will probably play it a few more times, for sure. Now, here's Mega Man 11, one of my favorite platforming series of all time. I love Mega Man. It kind of saved gaming for me when I was in a dark area at one point. It just helped bring me back to the light. And this is one of the good ones. It's not the best, but it's still good. Especially now that we're getting number 12, I kind of want to replay that soon. I can't wait for 12. It's kind of weird that they're giving it like a subtitle instead, though. Here is Dust and the Legion Tale. I am sorry, this one is very expensive, and I don't recommend buying it physically, but if you can play it any other way, please do. It's so good. This is a 2D platformer with Metroidvania elements, action RPG elements, hack and slash elements, where you can just beat up enemies all over the screen and just fly and zip around, and it's just so fun. The combat is a lot of fun, the story's nice, the characters are really cute. It's great. I love it. It sucks that not more people know about it. I wish someone had made a physical other than Limited Run, because this is one of their older releases. That's why it costs so much now, and because it's just such a good game. And it was made by one guy who, to my knowledge, has never made another game, I don't think, and I really wish he would. He might be working on one, but it takes a while, obviously. Now, here's Guacamelee, the double pack, or the 1-2 punch collection. These are 2D Metroidvania games with a Mexican aesthetic, and they have like a fighting combat style, kind of. It's interesting. They're fun, very fun, and just the dialogue's cute. It's great. Plus, got some manuals in here, DLC download crap, some enemy packs and stuff. I don't know. And we have Where's Juan? So instead of Where's Waldo, where's Juan? And then we have a very thick manual, which is full color, just not many pictures. Dragon Quest Treasures. Very underrated. I don't know why so many people hate this. It's just, it's a good Dragon Quest spinoff in my opinion. You can collect monsters and use their abilities to fly and jump around. You go around just collecting a lot of treasure and just wandering the world. It's fun. I don't know why people hate on it so much. Now here's It'll Do 2 Plus. This is one of the best Zelda games that is not a Zelda game. It has a very cute little cartoon art style. It's very challenging. The puzzles are very nice. And I kind of want to replay it because it's one of those I played when the Switch first came out, so it's been a while. But I replayed it to get gameplay not long ago, and I had a little too much fun. I need to replay it again. Now, here's Xenoblade Chronicles 2, the Tournament Edition. This is a DLC content expansion thing for the second game, but it's basically its own game. It takes about 30 hours to beat, and it's basically a prequel to the second game, where you see a familiar character and then you get to play as a new character, and it's just Xenoblade. Xenoblade is amazing. Now, here's Dragon Quest Builders 2. This is the best Minecraft game that exists, and they need to make a third one. But it's just an action RPG, but Minecraft. So, yeah, and Dragon Quest. Now here's Salt and Sanctuary. This is a it's a Dark Souls-like game, but in 2D with its own kind of aesthetic, and it's very dark and pretty and very fun to play. I suck at games like this, but I was able to beat this one because you can play as a mage, and it makes it a lot easier. I still need to play through it with a melee weapon just to see if I can. But I loved it. And it has a manual, even though it was like a official release. Here's Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. This is a Castlevania-like game in the old Castlevania styles, not the Metroidvania ones, but it does have some Metroidvania elements. And it's also an 8-bit aesthetic as well. Then we have Cult of the Lamb. This is a really fun little action dungeon crawler where you also manage a little town of a cult, basically, and you have to pick up poo and clean after everyone, and even pick up puke, which is pretty cool. So it's just one of the weirdest games ever, but I loved it. It's fun to sacrifice your people and do all kinds of stuff to them. Now here's Death's Door. This is an incredible Zelda-like game, but it's more of an isometric one, I think. Yeah, isometric style with a very nice dark aesthetic, and you play as a crow. It's just so good. I could not believe how good this game was. The combat is so smooth, the exploration is a ton of fun. Everything about it was perfect. Plus, it's one of those that just no one really talks about. Not enough people, anyway. Now, here is Dungeon Munchies. Do not play this game. It's very boring and bland and floaty and clunky, and I don't know. The aesthetic is really neat. If it's like October season or something, maybe check it out, but don't go into it with high expectations. It's just a 2D platformer with Metroidvania elements and a really cool idea, but it's just, wasn't executed very well. Although it does have some neat stuff inside, like a really high quality stickers. They feel really neat. And even a poster with all of the recipes on it. Because in this game you collect monster pieces to make disgusting food dishes. So it's cute and funny, and I just wish it played better. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. This is the more 2.5D style with more in the Symphony of the Night style as well. So it's Metroidvania at its finest. Very boring inside, but great game. Even when it originally came out on Switch, and it was very had many performance issues and frame drops and all that good stuff. Coffee, give me power. Okay, here's Dead Cells, the Return to Castlevania. This is the version to have. It's just Dead Cells, but better because it has the Castlevania and many other DLCs on it, which originally cost money. So this is the way to do it. And as you can see, it's not in there because it's always near my Switch for if I just want to pick it up and play. I really hope that the people that developed this will make their own Castlevania game if they could, make a deal with Konami or something. Because they know how to make a good game. Here's Luigi's Mansion 3. I just beat this past October. It's just Luigi's Mansion, just a basic 3D puzzle adventure game. They're really not my style. I just keep forcing myself to play them because people talk so much about it. But yeah, not my style. But it was still good. Now, here's East 9 Monster Nox. This is getting a novelization soon, if it hasn't already come out. But this is just another great Ys game. Comes after my favorite one. It has some. What is this? Track list. So, oh, it's like a manual, I guess. It has a track list on the back. Why is it all wrapped up then? Oh, digital soundtrack. You. But then it has an actual manual. Feels good to open things. Alright, here is the best one. Ys 8, Lacrimosa of Dana. Beautiful game, beautiful storyline, great voice acting, characters, everything. I love this game. This is what made me addicted to the series. This is the game that made me play all of them. I've beaten every single Ys game except for 5 because it's just, we don't have it here. I'll probably end up playing a fan translation of it one day though, just if we don't ever get it. But it has some collector cards in there. I'm tempted to open that. Not right now, maybe later. And then we have the map of the Isle of Seiren, which is the island that you get washed up on and lost on. And then it has Dana. And just getting to learn everything about her story and the Isle of Seiren, it's a great story. It also has a novelization that's already out. I've read through that as well as playing through this game. I highly recommend the book as well, especially if you've already played this and you love it. Reading the book is like replaying the game, but getting to learn more about the characters, it's so good. Now, here's Xenoblade Chronicles 3, my favorite one. The storyline is so dark and just perfect. You're playing as kids who are destined to die at the age of 10, and they're forced to go to war, like up until that point. So it's very deep. The music is great, the exploration is great, the voice acting is perfect. I can't wait to see what Monolith is making next. Now, here is Pocky and Rocky Reshrined. I did beat this on easy, but I did have to work my way to unlock easy because you have to play normal until you get a certain amount of coins, and it takes a while, a very, very long time. I could never beat this on normal, though. There's no way. I suck at games like this, but it was fun. Now, here's Shadows of Adam. This is a nice little indie JRPG made by Something Classic. They recently released a game called Quartet, which seems to be doing very good review-wise, and this is a nice little bite-sized RPG as well, where you just play through a very nice short story, and I don't want to spoil anything, but it has the visual style of like the old 16-bit JRPGs of the SNES era, and it's beautiful. Plus, it doesn't have random encounters. You can see all your enemies. They are all where they're supposed to be. They never move, so like you always know where the fights are at, which I appreciate. Now, here's Gunvolt Striker Double Pack. I've 100% both these games. They're like Mega Man games on crack. They're fantastic. I was replaying them not long ago to get some gameplay footage, but yeah. Now, here's Forager. This is a cute little like world building game. Like you start on one little island and then you have to buy other islands to connect to your island while also like harvesting and chopping down and mining everything on your little island until you get more islands to do more foraging and stuff. And just eventually you can find dungeons that are like Zelda dungeons, and it has really interesting combat. You can eventually have so much stuff going on all your little islands that you complete the world, and then it'll start getting really laggy because there's just so much going on, but it's so fun. I also have it out because I was going to replay it soon, just a little bit to see if they ever made it to where it's not as glitchy whenever you have too much stuff going on. I don't know if they've updated it or something, but it also has a really cute little poster. And it was also made like by, I think, just one person, if I remember right. So again, or either that or at least a very small team. Now, here is Eastward. This is a Zelda-ish game where you play as two different characters, kind of. And you've got John and then the little girl there, and I don't remember much about it because I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to the story as well as I should have. I was just having fun with the gameplay. So I'll have to replay it sometime. Also, they've added a DLC, which is basically a little farming expansion, which makes it like a Stardew game, which is weird. But I would love to try that. So I need to get the DLC, but I think it costs money, which I don't like. I hate paying for stuff. Give me free stuff, please. Here's Moonlighter. It's another Zelda-like game, kind of, where you have dungeons that you go into and at night, and you fight monsters there and get supplies and stuff to sell in your shop during the day, and then you sell your stuff during the day. You make up your own prices for everything and just hope that people buy it. I feel bad for the character. He never gets to sleep. He's always at his shop or doing the dungeon stuff. And it has manual. It's one of the older Switch games that came out, and we're getting a sequel. I don't think it's come out yet, but it was announced. And I think they changed the art style, if I remember right, but I need to look that up again. See if it's come out yet. Now, here is Cat Quest 1 and 2. I wish I had the triple pack because I haven't played the third game. These two are just really fun little Zelda-like games with dungeon crawling and action-adventure stuff going on with cat puns. I mean, and dog puns in the second game. But I love these. They're better than they should be. So much better than they should be. I never thought I would have liked them so much. Now here's Enter the Gungeon. This is a great little twin stick shooter, which is a roguelike as well. And I've actually beaten it once because I got very lucky with my RNG on that run. I ended up getting a gun that was basically a black hole gun, and it just obliterated everything. I even, like, when I got to the final boss, which was a dragon, if I remember right, it destroyed him, and somehow I won. I have not been able to beat it since. But it also came with a cute little bullet that I have set up somewhere. I don't remember where, but I still have it. Just another one of my favorite roguelikes. Now, here's Sword of the Vagrant. This is a 2D Metroidvania with action RPG elements and a Vanillaware aesthetic again, but it's not made by them. It's just a lot of people are starting to make their art styles similar, because why not? It's a beautiful art style. And this one has a lot of fan service. Well, at least with the main character. Double-sided poster. Can't go wrong with that. Plus the game itself was just perfect. I loved it. Up until the end. Stuff like that I just can't put down. We're almost there. Adventure Pals. collector's edition for some reason, even though it doesn't really have anything special with it aside from a adventure guide. This is a 2D action platformer that you can play with a friend, up to one friend, yeah, just one, so it's only 2-player, but you can play the entire game with them. It has a hub world you can explore to get coins and fight little enemies to get stuff. You can find cupcakes and stickers and all kinds of stuff in the overworld, and then the little platforming worlds are fun too. I've 100% this game like one time, and then I've also played through it a couple more times. Just, I love it. Now here's Sakuna of Raisen Ruin. This is a farming sim mixed with a 2D action 2D action RPG adventure game, kind of. Yeah, good enough. But with farming elements, because you have to do rice farming, and that makes your skills better if you do it correctly. There's a lot to this game. It's really fun, it's really pretty, and they're making a sequel. So it must have done pretty well. I'm happy for them. Can't wait to try the sequel. Now, here's Harvestella. People really need to play this. This is advertised as a farming game, but the farming elements only take up probably like 10% of the game. It's an actual sci-fi driven, story driven action RPG, and it's just perfect. I mean, I love the story. The storyline was so good and surprising, and more people need to play it. It's so underrated because Square Enix did not promote it correctly. They made it look like just a farming game and not an RPG with the story that it had. So, and also the music track, the soundtrack is so good. I can't remember who was the composer, but he's a very well-known one, so there you go. Now, here is Witchwood. This is a really cute, like, side quest story-driven game, adventure game, kind of in the style of Zelda, but not with combat. But it's a top-down adventure game with like just side quest and story, and it's just cute and very fall vibey, spooky season time. Best time of the year. Can't believe it's already over. Can't believe it's a new year. Ugh. But yeah, this is a great game, and it's going up in price, unfortunately. Sorry. Now, here is our final game, Potion Permit. This is another top-down adventure Zelda-ish game where so much cat hair. God. It's so annoying. But yeah, this is a top-down adventure Zelda game where you have to kind of keep the town alive, and you're the, what was it, chemist or whatever. You brew stuff to cure the town, and then you also go adventuring and do side quests and all kinds of stuff. Great game, lots of fun. Pretty short, so I like that. With that, we're finally done. I am exhausted. So, hope you all have a great day, and I will be going over my games I haven't beat next time. Until then.